Hi, my name is Jen. Welcome to my channel, All My Plants. Today I am propagating. This is, Philodendron 69686. I also have a Monstera, another Philodendron, and a Hoya that I'm going to be chopping up in their entirety. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I guess this will be the first one since it's sitting here. It's got, I don't know if you can see, it's got some Hoya that had attached to the pole outside in the greenhouse up there. I think it's parasitica, black margins, I guess is what it was. But yeah, where's my scissors? I don't know if I cleaned my scissors or not, so I'm just gonna hit them with a disinfectant wipey. And I think I'm propagating everything except for the Hoya in water, I believe. I am really getting this video filmed today. It is 7 o'clock for day 2 of Vlogmas, and I still have to edit it and upload it, and that's going to take forever. I had wrapped this, I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can't get you closer in there. I had wrapped it because I had thought that maybe I could air layer it, but this plant really doesn't like to root. So yeah, I might not have this after I chop it. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I guess I just mean to say it didn't ever really root into this pole, or barely. So I don't know how propagating is going to go, but I'm propagating the whole thing. I'm not going to do any nodes, I don't think, like bare nodes. If it doesn't have a leaf, I just don't think I'm going to worry with it. I'm going to make such a mess when this moss comes off here. I thought if I went ahead and wrapped it ahead of time, that would make my life easier. Yeah, I don't see any roots back there. I'm gonna cut it. If I can get in there. There we go. Alright, let's get that out of the way. With the saucer, because I watered everything ahead of time and it's still very drippy. Thinking that, oh, it smells like philodendron. Thinking that you shouldn't propagate anything that's dehydrated. So I wanted to make sure everything was well watered. Is this light back here distracting? I don't know. Wow, I seem so far away. But you're just on the other side of this table. Maybe a smidge away, but not that far. I've got such a mess going on here. Alright. It is warm in here. It's 24.3 or 75.6 degrees. The humidity is low though. I think this is the lowest it's been so far this year. It's 43 right now, which I think it's been in the 40s before, but it was 30, 34, 36 earlier today. And that's with a bunch of well-watered plants around, plants in pollen, plants in leca, and the air's still that dry. So that was unexpected when I came up and saw that. My jars, which I better put over here because I'll surely kick them over on the other side. I've had this plant for a while, believe it or not, for it to be so, you know, not much going on there. I'm going to bring you closer, and that way you can see what I'm doing and not see me rambling and squinting. This might be a better view. Gosh, I've made a mess with this plastic wrap. I just wrapped and wrapped and wrapped, apparently. With not a care in the world for how I'd get it off later. Alright. I don't expect any roots, like I said. Oh, actually there was a little one trying there. Is there any trying anywhere else? No, that looks like it's the only one, maybe. Yeah. Well, that's a bummer. Oh no, and there was one more on a different node. Okay, so there's one here by my thumb. If you can see. Maybe. Perhaps. It's mighty dark. And then there was another here. trying. So, but that's all I see. This poor thing. I've had it a while, and this is about the best that it's ever looked, which isn't that good because it was, you know, 1 foot of nothing growing. It's a bummer. I don't love that. Okay, so I can see that little root. Did I just break it? I sure did. No, I didn't. It's like the outer woody part, so it might go, it might not. There's one. I'm going to cut all this extra off the bottom. Like I said, I don't really think I'm going to node propagate any of this. It is so dirty from being out in the greenhouse. And I still haven't cleaned a lot of these. I'm just going to plunk them in this jar. Phew, it's hot in here. Maybe it's just me. These two might actually go together. They're really tight. I'll show you. Somewhere I do have a razor knife where I can maybe get in there a little closer, but like, they're really tight together, which makes propagating fun. But I do see a little bit of root. That's the one that I was just saying had a little bit of root that I thought I might have just broken. I guess we'll stick those two together. There's a little bit of space under this one. They're tiny little nodes. Like, that's tiny. But even the smallest node can grow a great big plant. I guess. Oh gosh. Well, I guess a couple of them are going to be 2 leaves because it's just so hard to tell what's what in there. Definitely smells like philodendron. Am I holding that too high? I can't tell. But it's like so close. So close. I'm going to gently smash them together. Alright. On this one, I think I'm going to sacrifice a leaf to get a clean cut in between the 2 nodes. I am. It's so hard to see what's going on there. Alright, so that's going to be a 1-leafer. It's got a little bit of root action, I guess. And this leaf here, it's all twisted up still. That's the new leaf. Or the newest one currently is this weird looking one here. It's looking like an oddball. That one there really got beat up. Really got beat up. I don't know what happened there. I think I'm also going to sacrifice this leaf and then leave these 2 leaves in the growth point as a top cut. Oh my gosh. Oh. Alright. So that was brutal. It tore a chunk out of the node. Look at that. You see it? Okay. Well, anyway, they're going to callus over in here for a little while we deal with, I guess, the next philodendron. That looks ridiculous. Everybody's just kind of sticking straight up. It's fine. We're just trying to get them to root. I'm going to put them in some just water with a little bit of Super Thrive in it. I don't know if Super Thrive actually helps, but on the off chance that it does, I will continue to use it. The next plant is this Philodendron Florida Ghost. It just looks like pedatum, or, you know, Florida green or something maybe. It hasn't done anything remotely ghosty in a very long time, not even minty. And I know a lot of people say it's heat and light, and I will die on this hill because I had the same issue with Philodendron Paraíso Verde. Everybody says heat, more light. I've done everything but throw these plants in the oven and or put them directly on the surface of the sun. So I'm fairly certain that's not the issue that I'm having with them. I've put them both where they get periods of full sun outside in the greenhouse, and my greenhouse regularly reaches 117 degrees regularly. So that's not it. That is not it. What is, I don't know. But either way, now see, I had 12 of these at one point, every bit of a dozen, because I had gotten one and propagated the whole thing back. And that's what I'm getting ready to do again, because this did at one point have plenty of that white ghostiness that we're looking for. But you can see we've lost a lot of leaves. I do fertilize regularly with every watering, in fact. I don't know, but I'm gonna chop it. And I don't think it's rooted into the pole anywhere. I'm gonna chop it and we're gonna see if we can get it on track. My scissors. Yeah, I can't tell. I don't think it's rooted into the pole at all. The pole is bone dry, to be fair. I watered the pot and not the pole. The last couple times I've watered it because I knew I was getting ready to be hacking it up, and I didn't see the point in making it harder or having it potentially try to start rooting in now. So I tried to get some of this wrap in between the nodes when I did that. There we go. There's that. My little cat is down here playing with a piece of leca or a plant saucer, or who knows, everything's a toy. She's a little kitten, so everything is a wonderful, splendid toy. It's a great time. These nodes are kind of close too, but I'm not sure that they're as tight as the ones on the 69686 were. Alright, are you going to come forward easily? No, there's a couple little roots trying to grab. Oof. Let me show you. Right in there, I suppose you can see. They're trying to go into the pole. Not that that's helpful now, but they were trying. I guess if I had watered the pole, there was a potential that I could work them out of there and save what has already rooted, but I'm not going to concern myself too much. Oh, I pulled one out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 2 out, and 1 more to go. And I think I'm going to break that one. I was like really determined to live there. Oh, yep, broke it. Okay. A choppy chop. And I'm not doing any nodes on this guy either. I don't know what it is, but I really like the smell of cut philodendron. It's terrible. I could just chop them all day just to smell them. But anyway, that's what we're working with back there. I mean, it wasn't really that it was doing bad, but I have several plants that look just like this, that are not this, but look just like this. So I need this to look like what it's supposed to look like. I already have a Florida green. So what did I do with my jar? My light's gone off next to me, so it's getting dark. It's getting dark in here. Another jar. I'm going to do the same thing with all of them. They're all going in water. I might actually like wash the leaves under. This was the last minty leaf. Minty. wash all the leaves before I set them in a corner to propagate for 6 months. I say that, I don't know. I have a habit of either I leave them way too long or I barely wait for any roots and then I'm in a rush to pot them up. Actually, this kind of had a little bit of mintness to it. You can kind of see it on the lobes there near the top. I don't know. I don't expect that all of these will make it. I think I said that the last time I propagated it and every single one made it. Which, fine. I don't think I'll put it back on a pole again either. I think I will do just a big, like, group planting of it. If that's the case. See, the nodes on these are a little bit bigger. I guess you can kind of see if I turn my face out of the path of the camera. Have I cut this particular one before? No, I don't see where I have. So yeah, I guess I've never cut this one before. I might do a couple 2-leafers here and there on this one as well. Some places are a little closer, some places aren't so bad. I guess it depends on what light it was getting. These were both very small leaves. I assume they were grown indoors last winter. I don't know, but it's been a while. It has been quite some time since this plant did anything ghosty, and I nicked the bottom of this leaf. Nicked it right off. Sharp scissors would be a blessing. But I don't have those. Alright, so I'm going to do another 2-leafer here, because I can see where one of the eyes is, and I will definitely cut into it. And I'd rather not cut into both of them, so where do I cut this? Here? No, it's got to be there. Where this leaf petiole, I have no idea where that went, where this petiole was in my way. We're going to cut it there. Yeah? Yeah. Someday I'll go buy some nice sharp new scissors and stop just hacksawing my way through plant material. Ugh, sticky. The EFN on this plant is sticky. Let's see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. Ugh. Definitely. All the more reason to wash them. I'm gonna sacrifice this bottom leaf. I'm not gonna try to tear another hunk out. That's what we're not gonna do. There we go. And we'll have a 3-leaf top cut. Definitely need to be washed. Some single nodes. That's a leaf. That's just a leaf. And that's just a leaf. So what have I got here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. And I have 4, 5, that's the top cut. 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, 10. I have 10. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Like I said, I probably, whatever makes it, I will just punt them. I will punt them right out the door. I will plant them in a bunch. Like a group planter is what will happen with these guys. I might plant some outside in the spring, which I'm not in an environment that's really conducive to tropicals outdoors. But I find that most of mine they just die off in the winter and then they come back, like my Monsteras, Syngonium. I can't even remember what all I have out there. Elephant ears, a few different kinds. I don't know. Most of them actually do come back in the spring somehow. I think my Syngonium, it's a Syngonium Albo, it came back pretty quickly, but then it just sat there with one leaf all year. However, to be fair, I planted it out there, it was all white. Not this past fall, but the one before. It was all white, and I stuck it out there. I was like, live or die. And it's fighting to live. It was mostly white this year. Mostly white. There might have been a few speckles of green on it. They just did die off. The Monsteras, my banana, everything that's planted in the ground in the tropical just did die off, I want to say yesterday morning, which I thought was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing that they hung in there that long, because it's, you know, December 2nd in Maryland. And then the next one is this Monstera. It was supposed to be an Albo, which it's gone either mostly green to all green, or mostly white to all white, but I'm chopping the whole thing down. And this will be the second time I have fully chopped it. I have cut it multiple other times, like, you know, propagated it, thinking, well, maybe if I just cut back a node or two. No. Like, there's currently, it looks like 4 vines in here, and I'm chopping all 4 of them. Chopping all 4 of them. So, and I had, once again, I don't know, can you see some plastic wrap in there? Because I had thought maybe I'll, you know, get this rooting into the pole. That's just going to make my life harder at this point. It's going to make my life harder. So, I think it's been a couple years. That was the last time I chopped this plant all the way. All the way. So I'm not feeling good about this very, very white top cut. But we'll do it anyway. I have got to have some plant shears somewhere that are better than these scissors. Let me look. So anyway, this is one cutting. It's very pretty, don't get me wrong, but it's just too white, too white. And it has put out some other leaves along the way, all white. They just don't, they don't stick with us. Other plant snippy snips. I have these. I guess we'll see if they're sharper. Let me clean them real quick. I do like Monstera quite a bit. I just don't love when they misbehave. When I can't get them to do right. There's like a little critter carrier thing over here, and I'm just kind of throwing the cuttings in there for the moment. This one here is crawling away off the top of the pole. There's only the tiniest bit of variegation in some of these stems. Very little on this particular vine. The newest leaf. There's the tiniest bit, like right over there. I might leave this one alone because I just don't see much potential from it. So I'm going to leave it as it is. It's just going to be a low variegate. A low variegation cutting. So I thought I was doing all single nodes, but apparently I'm not with that one. Is this more? Yeah, this is more of that same vine up here, which had rooted in and was almost out the other side of the pole. Can you see that? Right there. I don't know, but either way, it was going right on through. Right on through the pole. Maybe I can fish it out. Yeah. There it is. Oh, I'm overheating. It's not super fancy, huh? Not so much. I might shorten that up a little bit. Like the excess of the stem. That bit was rooting, so I'll leave that on there. More room to root in the future. Okay, now I'm going to set you in front of a fan and let you cool off. Maybe even change your battery. It's going to be good stuff. I suppose you've cooled off now. The Monstera I was talking about that I have planted outside actually came from this plant. It was reverted. The one that just recently died off came from here. Oh, and had a little bit of root. Maybe that'll make my life slightly easier. Oh, I see this one does too. It's in the pole. get all the way through. Even my shears aren't sharp. Nothing's sharp. There's a little bit of one. The variegation on this leaf, the little bit that there is on the back. I guess there's a little on the front. Not ever much. Nothing to speak of. A little on the edges. I also, if this grows back, whether it's variegated or not, I don't think I'll be putting it back on a pole again. It's just been kind of unnecessary, as far as I can tell. I think this is a spent node. Actually, there's a growth point right there. Can you see it? On this. There we go. So, and it's actually in a variegated spot, it looks like. Maybe. Possibly. Potentially. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll try it. I'm going to have a huge amount of these anyway, so what's one more? Can you still see what I'm doing? Yeah, I guess you can. Really long internodal spacing on this guy. This looks all green. Even the stem on the side where the growth point will come from looks green. But we're going to do it anyway. Hide my face, maybe it'll focus on what I'm trying to show you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much hope for that one. We're here, right? You never know. I've been surprised before. Oh, this one actually has a little bit of variegation across the bottom there. Where's the node? Oh, I see it. The node, the auxiliary bud. I don't know. I'm gonna cut that back some though, because that's a lot of stem. This one, this root's been very dry and dangling. I expect it'll rot. I expect the mother leaf on most of these will go. But it's okay. It's all right. This is an all green leaf here. Rooted down into the pot. Okay. Maybe you can see. But yeah, it's all green, front and back. I don't know. Sure. Sure. We'll stick it in there. You get a chance, and you get a chance. I'm not even gonna bother with the stump down there. I had apparently, gosh, why am I back with these scissors? Can you even see down here? The lighting's not great, I know. I had already cut this one at some point before, recently apparently, because it started growing, and this is an all green leaf. I don't see much variegation on the stem, maybe a little. I don't know, not ever much. I'm going to have to find something much deeper to put some of these in. I have some vases somewhere, I'll get those. For the ones with longer roots, I guess. And it's the same with this leaf that was right below that one. It had activated a growth point as well. So, cool. I see a little bit of variegation in the stem, and this leaf actually is kind of variegated. Kind of. I like Monstera, but I'm really not having a good time fooling with this one anymore. This is the only vine that really had a lot of variegation in the stem. I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see the white on there. But most of the leaves were either all white or all green, because it's very much white on that stem. So, very much. So I'm gonna cut it again. All green. But yeah, look how much white is on that. stem, but it's not striped. Well, it's kind of stripy, but mostly there's just a big white chunk section, and the growing eye is kind of back here. Maybe you can see it. I'm not sure how well we can make anything out on this camera in the dark. This is a node. I'll throw it in something, because actually there's the bud on that one. It's in a spot that looks very white. Another all green leaf, right? Yeah, a little tatty, but the growing eye is right in there. This leaf is mostly gone. I think it had a lot of white on it, if I recall. The new growth will come from down in there. That's going to end up being a node anyway. Get rid of this piece of leaf that was trying to hang on. I don't think it was going to do much for us. And this one is over here, all green leaf. A little bit of roots though. Roots. I could probably pot those up, the ones that had roots that were already like in the soil. This is another one here that I've already cut before and has already spit out some new growth. Oh, and I broke that root. So it's coming from a mostly green leaf. There's the tiniest bit of variegation over in here. These are the two new leaves that have come from it. Very barely variegated. Very barely. And hard water spots to boot. This is the newest leaf. I can't... Oh, yeah, there's some variegation in here. Not that you can really tell just yet. But... I'm going to leave it as is with its ridiculously large leaf, I think, for now, compared to its little teeny leaves. Oh, this one actually had a little bit of variegation. Pretty decent root. And there's the new growth right there. I don't know. Kind of beat up, but it did have a little bit of variegation across there. So we're going to leave its ugly leaf for now. And that's that whole pot. Yay! Now, what did I do with the vases? Walls. Nobody knows. There are just going to be a gajillion Monstera cuttings all over my house. That is what I have come to accept. Gosh. I really feel like I should cut this. I'm not. Am I? We're just going to let it kind of float. Does that look ridiculous? That's ridiculous, isn't it? That's what I'm going to do. It's fine. Similarly with this. I'll never get these back out of here once they start rooting if I'm sleeping on it, because it's got a narrow neck. Maybe that's a terrible idea. Daggone. Alright. Down in this one you go. And I will rinse these before I fill them with water to sit wherever they end up going. The soil off the roots, because that's just... That would be me just looking for rot. I'm looking to cause rot. Oh no, you can't even see what I'm doing back here, can you? For the leaves and other things that are on my desk right now. Can you guys move? There we go. I'm just trying to fish this down in here without snapping it. Preferably. I mean, I guarantee nothing. If y'all hear a crunch, you know what happened. I broke it. So far, so good. Keep twisting. Okay. I will sacrifice any of these, though, actually, if I can't get the roots out. Meaning I will break them. I will break them to get the plant out. I'm not going to fit anymore in these two things already. I thought I really had a lot more vases up here. What did I do with them? I remember washing them. Poof. I feel like I could really just pot some of these, though. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Alright, new plan. The things with more roots are going in there. Right in here. Because that way I should be able to get the roots to actually fit. Even if it is ridiculous. This is actually what I used last year to root my Burley Marks Philodendron in. Just the regular green one because I had so many cuttings. It was a 3-foot shrub that I chopped up. This can go in an actual vase or something though. That 2-leafer. That's just a node. Got a couple nodes here. Who else has a really long root? This one has a really long root. Like I said, I expect a good portion of these roots will rot. These aerial roots that I'm stuffing in water currently, or well, they will be in water. I don't know why, but they do. I think it's because they've been dry, very dry. I think that's why they rot. Some of them really don't have any, but oh, well, you can go in there because you don't have any roots to fight with. All right. Was this another one with a long root? Yeah. That was a top cut with not awesome variegation. I don't know. It's fine. Hang out in there too. Somewhere I have another pot of these Monstera that are either all white or all green. I just mixed them all together. I think I meant to plant them out in the spring and I just never got around to it. So I'm going to have 3 nodes, it looks like. 3 nodes, and I'm going to put those in moss. In what? In cups. I had a Monstera Albo node from the first time I cut this, which might have been 2020. 2019, 2020, somewhere in there, I'm not sure. But I had the node, it was in perlite, and the root had rotted, and it was growing, it grew the tiniest little leaf. And that was this past spring. 3 years. I think I had this node. It was all green. It was all green. After having it forever. I don't know, I figured why not try. Why not try? But yeah, it was definitely not worth the time. But you don't know unless you try, so. I mean, it wasn't really taking up much real estate. It was just in a little bit of perlite sitting around for ages. So, I don't know. I would like to get just a nice Monstera Albo with balanced variegation. That's all I want. That's all I want. I'm not having the easiest time achieving that, but that is the goal. This one doesn't really have any root, but I can see where it's going to come from. That's too low. And these, I just have, I'm getting ready to start a big prop box, but I just have a little aquarium that I'm going to just sit them in. Like a 10-gallon aquarium. And I'll set them in there until I see them starting to make a move or do something, just to help so that I don't have to water them every day so they don't dry out so quickly. But yeah, there's 1, 2, and 3. I've tried to face them so that the growth point is going up. Alright, I'm going to clean up my mess, and I guess the next plant is the Hoya. And the last plant I have to play with today is the Hoya Nabawanensis, which, I mean, it's okay. It doesn't look terrible, but it was much fuller. So we've had some leaf drop. A lot of the vines, well, actually they feel pretty perky right now. I was going to say a lot of them feel kind of poorly hydrated. So I'm going to chop the whole thing up. I don't know if the roots are compromised or if we have some sort of pesty issue. I've looked for flat mites. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any nothing on this plant. Never a mealybug. Nothing. It does go out in the greenhouse, however, so who knows? It could have picked something up and I just haven't yet spotted it. Maybe I haven't looked in the right place. I don't know. But I'm going to chop it all up. I'm going to chop it all up entirely. It's never flowered. I don't know if the roots are bad or what's going on. Maybe I'm just, you know, not a patient person. But either way, I'm pretty sure I want to chop it up because I have a few Hoyas this size or larger, and it's a lot to find somewhere to put them. Like, it's a good sized Hoya, I guess. It's not my largest. My largest is by far the Pubicalyx, Hoya Pubicalyx, but I mean, as far as amount of plant, I think there's actually a couple that are larger than this now because, like I said, it's just had a fair amount of leaf drop. Some of the vines have died back. I don't know, but we're gonna chop. We're gonna chop and chop and chop. I guess the first thing to do is get it free of the trellis as much as I can. I just had it on there with these little pieces of planty Velcro. And there's still more. All right. Nobody's attached to it. This is actually bigger than I thought it was. Longer than I thought it was. But yeah, it's free of the trellis. The feet of the trellis are bent because otherwise I tend to pull them right out. So they're bent so that they stay in place. It's just a, where did I get it? Like a Dollar General or something. But, ooh, let me get some paper towels because this is definitely a sappy Hoya. I might even get some gloves because I am kind of sensitive to it. Hoyas do make me itch. A lot of plants don't really seem to upset my skin too bad, but Hoya is one that does. Oops. So, I don't want to be itching and blistered this evening like I rolled around in poison ivy or something. Why can't I get one whole paper towel? That's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, I'm just gonna start chopping. And I will leave some, like this is a 2-leaf, or well, you know, 2-node, I guess technically maybe 3. I don't know, I'll leave some longer and I'll do some that are just, you know, single node. See, this is one of the ones that doesn't look great. But we'll do it anyway, because we're here. This is one of the pieces that I was talking about where we've just had some that just died back. It's just a stick. It's just a stick. Oh, that sap, I can just see it running. That's what I'm staring at. Let's see. I might chop this into bigger pieces so I can get the pot out of the way first. There's one. There's one. I'm not going to fool with a lot of this. Wow, it is really slobbering on itself. Can you see it? Like, just dripping. Ugh. Ugh. And then this big one here. Alright. Gosh, I mean, that quick it's dripping. Where I just cut it. Alright, let me get this pot out of the way. My birds are hollering, they're ready for food and bed. They're gonna be okay for a few more minutes. Wow, it even leaked the table that quick. It leaked on my table that quick. It might lick the table, I don't know. Those Hoyas, they be licking. Oh, I was gonna say, this is why this is sitting here. This is Hoya finlaysonii. If you're not familiar with Hoyas, propagating them, they will root from pretty much anywhere along the stem. Like this one here is just barely rooting. You don't really need a node to root. A stick won't grow and a leaf won't grow. You do need a node for some sort of growth, but it'll root anywhere. Here's another one that's done a bit more rooting along the stem. And it's just Hoya finlaysonii, single leaf cuttings. So yes, that's what they were sitting there for. I can move them aside, I guess, now. I almost dumped them over in my little mushroom vase. So I'm going to cut them. Actually, I think this will be fine even with 3, but where am I going to put one? That's going to go in soil. Alright, so I'm going to leave some longer. Let me look at the ends first. And I guess it's important to make sure you cut them the right way up. But other than that, oh gosh, dripped on my notebook. It's a really drippy Hoya. And I cut that wrong? No, I didn't. Did I? Is it growing upside down? All the leaves are flipped over because they grew toward the light from being on the trellis. So the leaves are completely upside down. They're going to have trouble growing, I think, because of that. It's hard to grow toward the light when you have no desire to face the light. Please, kitty. No. My little cat in here. I can't do anything with these extra long tendrils, so I'm cutting them off as well. Don't do it, kitty. The little cat's a menace. I'll leave that as a 2-leafer. I'm going to leave a bunch of 2-leafers because this is a lot of plant material to get through. It's a 1. Oh, it's dripping everywhere. I'm so glad I put on gloves. 2-leafer. Get rid of some of this extra vine. When I say 2-leafer, I mean 2 nodes. I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all can ignore me. I'm trying to cut this right at the base of where it was growing. It means it's going to lose a leaf, but that's okay. There's so much sap everywhere. Ugh. This whole piece right there. No. Did I get it on me? No. Oh, it's just slobbering. Just slobbering. Alright. Same thing here. Whole top cut. Swing back to here. And then this leaf doesn't look very good, and I'm just not fooling with that. I know you probably can't see in great detail what I'm doing over here, but I promise it'll make sense. Or maybe it'll just make sense to me. It's possible. Ugh, it's getting everywhere. Ooh, don't trip. Get rid of that. If it just doesn't look very good, I'm not fooling with it too much. Like, this whole vine looks wrinkly. I'm not doing that. It looks soft and thirsty, whereas a lot of the rest of the plant looks nice and hydrated. Gosh, I wish this would root just like it is, because that would be a pretty plant in itself. Like, it's a fair amount of plant material there. I think I was going to root this whole piece, or try. This is another piece that's like wrinkly. I think I showed you that one when I cut it off. Ugh. It's a really drippy Hoya. Really drippy. Ugh, it's so sticky. My gloves are sticking together. Ugh. Let me take you off there and show you all of the white gloopiness. This Hoya is really a slobberer. It's just like dripping everywhere. It's alright. I'm going to let them chill for a minute, and then I'll give them a rinse, because I really don't want to touch them while they're still very wet. So I'll let them chill for a minute, give them a rinse, and then we'll pot them up. Okay, I've wiped down my table here and given the plants a good slosh and some water. I think I'm going to put them in, I don't know, I'm going to see how many I can get in leca with the amount of leca that I have, and then I guess I'll do the rest in soil. I'm going to do them in these cups with no drainage of any sort. I think they'll be fine. I think. Am I going to do them in those cups with no drainage? They're going to go in that same aquarium that I was talking about with the Monstera nodes, just for some extra added humidity, because my house is extra dry now. I might do some in soil in these smaller ones. We'll see. We'll see. See how far the leca goes, because I'm not thinking it's going to be too terribly far. Little cat creeping around down here, that's what I'm staring at in the floor. Oh boy. The leca is so intriguing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Man, you're not helpful. You're not helpful. I'm going to try to do a bunch in each cup. cup, so we'll see how that goes. A bunch. If I can not pull them right back out, that'd be superb. Which way does this go? It's really hard to tell when they've been trellised which way is up. It's hard to get them in between the leca. Well, baby, you're not helpful, man. I can make a mess of this all on my own. I don't need no help. Oh, I just broke a leaf with my fat thumb. I think it's alright. Alright. That looks ridiculous. I got that one down the edge instead of in the middle. And there's my little dangling leaf that I broke. Oh, you got a piece. Victory is hers. I'm worried she's gonna choke on it. She's not the smartest little baby. Maybe I won't put in quite so much leca this time until I have some of these in here where I want them, and then I'll put some leca in there. No, 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 you already stole a piece. She's wanting to jump back up here and do it again. Oh, there's still, like, I don't know if you can see sap on there. Was I even holding that in the right place? I don't know. Yeah, you can see it. Even though I did rinse these. Ugh. Ugh. So sticky. I'm trying to hold them in place. That's a shorter one. Maybe one more. It's not the cat getting leca everywhere, it's me. Yep. Oh, somebody's fallen out already. Oh, and I just pulled another one out, trying to fix that one. That's the thing about leca. Until things start to root in, it's really hard to keep them in. At least that's been my experience. Okay. What are you doing? Why are you in my stuff? Oh, don't squish the kitty. Go on, shoo. Thief. So that's 2 in leca already. I have enough to do more. I should do more because there's still a lot of plant material in there. All right, I need these aside. Away. Set them on the shelf for the moment. And hopefully not forget them. I don't think I'll forget them. There's sphagnum moss and everything else that I've boiled in here. In these, in the leca in my leca. I gotta really start stuffing the amount of cuttings in these cups or something. That's a short one. I'm gonna try that one in soil, I'm pretty sure. That one's short. This one here might do. That one. This one. Don't you do it. The little cat's eyeballing me. Like she's plotting on getting up here and getting into my leca again. Gosh, okay. I guess that's what I'm going to fit in this one. I'm not even paying attention to how many of these I'm putting in each cup. Hold on it. No, no, no. I've got help whether I want it or not. Yep, it hit the floor. Go find it. Go get it. Where'd it go? It's right there. It's over there. It's over there. There's gonna be leca everywhere. Between me and her, there will be a lot of leca on this floor. There goes more. Oh, and more. And I broke a leaf again. I guess everybody's actually in there though. Jeepers. I guess the rest are going in soil. Maybe I'll just, I was going to do some small pots, but maybe I'll do a big pot and just put it in a big Ziploc bag to hold in the humidity for a couple weeks. Because that's 3 cups of leca already. And I don't know if I'll trellis this one again. I might. I might. Let's find some soil in a pot. Okay. Soil it is. I don't have much issue, I don't think, with most Hoyas. I'm trying to think. Rooting in soil. So, I'm not going to say every plant likes to do it, but Hoyas usually don't seem to have too much trouble with it. Come on now. Okay. Bless her heart. She really just wants to help. These all look like I'm potting them upside down. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Especially this one. Sorry, I'm really hesitant to just grab it because, like I said, that sap really is irritating to me. Hi, little baby. You're being obnoxious, man. So obnoxious. You're being anything but helpful. What's going on here? Oh, that's where it's growing. No, no. No, no, no. Nope. Get down. Oh, oh, oh. Gosh. I'm just gonna have it all over me. I don't know why. Nobody's gonna plant that. I was gonna try to plant that for some reason. Some of these lower leaves are gonna have to come off. Because even in soil they're short and being difficult. Don't get it on you. Oh look, I think they're all gonna fit in one pot. But of course I'm saying this before I've tried to cover them with soil. No, ma'am. She's really spoiled and used to getting her way. Can you tell? And her way is usually being in the way. For trying to root cuttings, I would usually use something a bit less chunky and a little bit more moisture retentive, but I think I'm out of anything that's not mixed already. Like, I don't think I have any more of just the really peaty based stuff left. So I think it's going to be okay. I'll just have to really mind the dryness of the pot, that's all. I think as long as I keep an eye on it, it'll be good. It'll be good. I think I've rooted in chunkier before, but it's just not my preference generally to have it quite this chunky. Oh, it's making such a mess. Such a mess. It's okay. After I'm done here, I've got to turn this humidifier on. My battery just died on my hygrometer / thermometer thingy over here. Gosh, I just broke another leaf. There's not going to be anything left of this plant by the time I get done with it. Nothing left to grow. Yeah, it just died, but I know it's dry. I feel dry. So dry. So that looks ridiculous. That's what I've done to this poor plant, but I firmly believe it will be okay if we just give it a little bit of time to do a grow. I think it'll be splendiferous. And I need to give everybody some water now. I'm just going to put water in the Leca ones as well. No nutrients or anything for now. Maybe a little bit of Super Thrive or something like that, but I'm not going to get too fancy with it just yet. They don't have any roots to take up any nutrients or anything like that anyway, so no roots. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and I don't know what tomorrow's video is. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be doing, mostly we're going to be looking at plants and talking about plants. Yeah, I think. I mean, I have plenty of chores to do, but it's a lot easier for me to do them where they are rather than take everything over here. So I'm going to do some of that tomorrow during the day and then work on the other stuff later in the evening. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Do you think I can get this edited and uploaded before midnight? It's 9 o'clock now. We'll see. The race is on. All right, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.